Hey there, it's your boy Foxy, back for more relationship stories. Am I wrong for agreeing to help my brother out financially, but not mentioning that I was doing so by canceling his debt to me? My older brother is somewhat useless, but my parents love him. He mooches off everyone. My dad retired a few years ago and can no longer afford to support my brother and his stupidity. So over the last 5 years, I have lent my brother about $10,000, and he has paid back roughly $600. Well, he is getting married and he needs money for a honeymoon, like $2,000, which I can afford, but I don't really feel like lending him money I know I won't get back. So I said no. He kept calling me and texting me saying that his fiancée deserves a good honeymoon and that I should help him out. I point out that my parents paid for his degree, and I had to go into debt to get mine because they had nothing left for me after he took 6 years to graduate, and that he still owes me $9,400. Finally, he gets my parents to call me and ask for the money lol. I'm already low contact with them, they owe me money too. But they start trying to guilt me, that I'm his little sister and I should love him enough to help blah blah blah. After about a week of this crap, I lost it. I told them fine, I will meet him at their house and help him out financially for the last time. I showed up and we sat down at the kitchen table. I pulled out all the contracts that I made him sign when I lent him money. I also pulled out a printed copy of the check he paid me the $600 with. I said he had a choice, I could lend him the $2,000 but they had to pay me back what he owed me first, or I could tear up all of his debt to me. Huge fight ensues. Said I'm a jerk for being so mercenary. How dare I treat family in such a transactional manner? I am a terrible person for letting him think I was going to help. Did I want to make them homeless by asking them for the $30,000 that they owed me too? Blah blah blah. I said to call me when they decide. Now I'm getting crap from family because they are telling everyone that I won't help out family, that I'm a terrible daughter and sister. So I started asking everyone how much they were going to pay for his honeymoon. No, we don't mean that we should help. Just you. You're his sister. Okay, which of you guys is paying off what he owes me already? Radio silence. But I found out from my cousin that they are all talking about me behind my back. LOL, I don't care. I feel kind of horrible for getting his hopes up though. Am I the idiot here? Edit. He didn't pick so he still owes me money. I have signed loan agreements with all of them. So if God forbid my parents die, I get paid before he gets anything from the estate. Now for the top comments. Not the idiot. You need to go full no contact with these people. All you are is a wallet, and all they are is open hands. I know. And it's not like I'm rich or anything. They literally borrowed my life savings. I'm slowly building it up again. I'm glad some of my money was in untouchable retirement funds. To be honest, they didn't borrow your life savings. You gave it away to them. It was a mistake to give away money that you couldn't guarantee that you would get back, and now you're out $39,400. Meh. I made sure to get them to sign loan agreements. God forbid my parents pass away, I can collect from the estate. Since it was loan agreement signed, just go to debt collectors/bailiffs to get your money back. Why should you have to wait for them to die to get your money back? Nope, why are you the family ATM? If his fiancée deserves a honeymoon, he should get off his butt and provide it. Amazing how generous leeches are with someone else's money. Exactly. Reddit is notorious for making suggestions that people cut off contact with relatives for the most minor disagreements. While I think most of those suggestions are unrealistic and not at all how the real world works, I think this is one instance where OP would be justified for going no contact with her family. They sound like a burden and financial, emotional, mental drain on OP. If most interactions revolve around financial demands and guilt trips, I would say ditch these people. I wonder when was the last time they just wanted to hang out with OP, show her love, ask her how she was doing, etc., without looking for a handout. Next story. Am I wrong for calling the police on my mother-in-law? I, 28 female, got married to my husband 34 male a week ago. We got engaged about a year ago, and when I got engaged, my mother gave me a pair of earrings which she said every woman for generations in our family has worn to their weddings. They are 4-carat dangling earrings, and they are worth a lot. I felt very honored to be given them, and it made me feel closer to my grandmother who had died 2 months prior. About 3 months after that, I went wedding dress shopping with my mother, my sister, and my fiancé's mother. I brought all the jewelry that I would be wearing to my wedding to see how they matched the dresses. When I put the jewelry on, my mother-in-law kept going on about how gorgeous the earrings were. My mother explained the story and how they were a family heirloom passed down generations. I found the dress of my dreams and bought it. On the day of my wedding, I had everything ready in my room. My wedding dress, my flowers, my shoes, my makeup, and my jewelry. I was in there with my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I then needed to go to the toilet, and when I came back, my mother-in-law was gone. I wasn't sure what had happened, but I just thought she maybe got called away to do something. I then noticed my earrings were gone. I knew straight away that she had taken them. I found her and confronted her, and she said she didn't take them. I asked if I could look through her bag, and she said no and gripped onto it. I said that if she didn't let me look, I would call the police, which I then did as she still wouldn't let me look. The police arrived and searched her, and the earrings were found in her bag. They were returned to me and they asked if I wanted to press charges. I wanted to talk to my fiancé first, and he said he would support me if I wanted to. I didn't want to decide in that moment, so I just ignored it and had a great night. That was a week ago, and ever since then, I've been getting loads of threatening messages and calls from my husband's side of the family. My mother-in-law has been sending me extremely hateful texts, and I think I want to press charges, but I'm still not sure if it's a good idea. What was your wedding like? You can't just not include how that went down. I didn't want to decide in that moment, so I just ignored it and had a great night. What about mother-in-law? I'm assuming she was banned from the wedding, but what happened? I want to know. You should update your post, please. She was kicked out of the venue and we just both turned off our phones so we wouldn't have to hear from her. My husband never had an amazing relationship with his mother, so he was just glad his dad was there. His parents are divorced, so his dad wasn't bothered either. Even more reason to press charges. That side of the family is shady, and you probably were never going to hang out with them anyway. She could have let it go or taken the favor, and now she's dragging it on. Be sure to add harassment, intimidation, and threats to the charges. It's only been a week, but the sooner you do it, the better. Not the idiot. Mother-in-law is a thief that tried to make off with your heirloom earrings. Screw that. Press charges and be done with her. And then double down by getting her family to harass OP, as you do when you don't want to be charged. Press charges for both harassment and theft. If OP doesn't, the family will just keep at it. Prove that messing with your family has consequences. Wildly trashy mother-in-law. She knows OP could press charges and is harassing her. Maybe just a dummy, but still. She knew the story, she stole them, and wouldn't come clean and stubbornly held them until cops were called on her. I agree. Press charges and add that you're being harassed, so maybe a judge will give you a restraining order. Look into a safety deposit box for the earrings, because I wouldn't trust any of mother-in-law's flying monkeys to have even a chance of access. I agree with all of this. What on earth was her end game? To quietly sell them and just have sudden extra money that no one would draw lines about. Trashy and stupid by the sounds of it. Definitely go back to the police to press charges and definitely take all the evidence of harassment with you. Next story. Am I wrong for wanting my daughter to meet my girlfriend despite being an absent father? Hey all, kind of hard to find unbiased opinions in real life, so I figured I'd turn here. I, 29 male, had a kid with my ex-wife, 32 female, 10 years ago, my daughter. And there's no real way to sugarcoat this, but as soon as she was born, I left and I never ended up seeing her in the hospital as a baby. Was never really present in her life at any point, but ended up getting a divorce 11 months later with her getting full custody, of course. I married young, was really stupid and thought I'd end up being a good dad despite no skills, but got scared that I'd turn out like my dad and chickened out. Not really an excuse, but an explanation, I guess. I paid child support for the first 3 years but stopped afterwards. I've been speaking with the girl's mother about reconnecting with her, but she thinks it's best that I stay out of their lives majorly. But I think making amends is always possible, so I'm not sure. I just really want to make things right, but I will respect their decision. I've seen her a few times, but her mother has always introduced me as a friend. She says she will tell her when she is ready. I've been dating a girl, 28 female, for about 10 months, and I really like her. I think I could definitely see a life for us, and I know that sounds weird, but she's also said the same. I was also speaking to my daughter's mother about meeting this girl, but she says absolutely not, and that's a bad idea. But if I want to reintroduce her into my life, isn't it fair that she gets to see my life too? Am I wrong for this? Her mother says it's a very bad idea, so it's making me think I am, but I just genuinely cannot see why. Obviously, I care for this girl and I will care for her life too, but a relationship has to be two-sided, so I don't think it's out of the question to show her my life too. Now for the top comments. You're the idiot for a few reasons. I paid child support for the first 3 years but stopped afterwards. Why? But if I want to reintroduce her into my life, isn't it fair that she gets to see my life too? Not if she doesn't even know that you are her father, and not if you are not behaving as her father. Quit being a selfish a-hole and leave this poor child alone. You can't even support her financially, but want to talk about fairness. Sounds like OP owes 7 years worth of child support before he gets any say. After that, it's still going to be a long prove it that he's serious about being in the kid's life. 8 to 9 years. He didn't make it the whole first year, and I doubt he actually knows how old his child really is, since he can't even pay child support. You're the idiot. You are not her father. You are her sperm donor. You paid support for 3 years, which means for 7 years the mother has been alone even financially. You don't get to just walk back in because you have a girlfriend you think you might be with forever. This child isn't a relationship device. She's a human being whose life and feelings matter more than you and your selfish desire for making amends. Try therapy to deal with your daddy issues before marriage and having children with this new woman. For real, OP is obviously just using his daughter to impress his girlfriend, as if it'll show her how grown up and serious he is. I feel so bad for her. I figure he's probably tried to do something like this before, or would try to do it again, and each time, she thinks she's finally going to get to know her dad and then is let down. It sickens me. Info: does the current girlfriend know you're a deadbeat dad with no relationship to this person? If not, it sounds very much like you're trying to win brownie points by manufacturing a relationship that isn't there. If she knows, why is she so eager to meet your daughter? To your knowledge, has your daughter ever asked her mother about meeting her father? She doesn't know the full extent of it, such as why I left, but she knows that I did leave, so yes. And she's not really eager, I wouldn't say that. Not that she wouldn't want to meet her. But she agreed to it if it was allowed because she heard that we were speaking again. Tell your girlfriend the truth. She deserves to know what type of person she is with. That way she can decide an emotionally stunted and immature person like you. You're the idiot. Now for the last story. Am I wrong for not returning my mom's ring? I, 28 male, and my ex-girlfriend Mela, 28 female, were together for 7 years. Mela was obsessed with marriage. She literally had a Pinterest full of wedding ideas for years. Around year 4 of our relationship, she started outright saying that she wanted to be married, and wanted to be proposed in this way or that way, and basically making plans. I told her that I would think about it. While I loved her, I wasn't sure if marriage was for me. We had an argument and she made an ultimatum: either I propose or we break up. I didn't make a decision and she broke up with me. I realized I wanted her in my life, so I proposed. My mom gave me her engagement ring, which wasn't Mela's style or size, but she seemed happy. I started getting second thoughts and we got into a fight. Mela took off the ring and gave it back to me. We broke up and we went our separate ways. I took that as she was giving me the ring. Mela and my mom were close and she was invited to the wedding. Mela is getting married to Devin, 25 male, who's apparently head over heels for her, and bought her a $15K engagement ring. My mom wanted to wear her best jewelry for the wedding as it was a lavish event, and asked for her ring back. I told her I wouldn't give her the engagement ring back as it was mine, and I didn't want Mela to see the engagement ring that she was supposed to have, since it would probably make her feel bad since she married the first guy who was there. My mom is upset. My family is calling me an idiot. My dad, who made the ring, said I was a selfish brat. I keep getting nasty emails from relatives about the situation. Am I the idiot? You are. She gave you her ring with a specific purpose in mind. Her ring is not yours if you didn't use it. Give it back. This OP is doing some fancy mental gymnastics to justify keeping the ring. My dude, your mom and dad aren't being tacky and rude to request their ring back. In fact, you're the one being extremely tacky and rude, and an idiot for not giving back the ring. She just gave me the ring. She didn't say propose to Mela with this ring. Asking back a gift is rude and it's tacky to wear at Mela's wedding. You're the idiot, and a delusional one at that. So, she gave it to you well before the topic of marriage came up between you and Mela. Not exactly. She gave it to me a year before I proposed. So she did give it to you when you all were talking marriage then. Your mother didn't give you that ring. She lent you a family heirloom for the express purpose of proposing. You should have returned the ring to her as soon as Mela returned it to you. You're the idiot for refusing to return your mother's ring to its rightful owner. This was a gift for Mela, if anything. It was really just for you to propose with. Mela returned it to you, so you need to return it to your mother. Don't be greedy and bitter, do the right thing. You're the idiot. Technically, your finance didn't have to give you the ring back at all, and it was your mother's before you so desperately needed, because you kind of liked her more than not being committed. Give your mom her ring back. This just seems petty. That would legally be stealing if Mela kept it. And you keeping it is also stealing. Think about it, it was Mela's but she called off the engagement, so now it's not hers. The same logic applies to you. It was your mom's. She gave it to you for engagement. The engagement is off, so give your mom her ring back. What is wrong with you?